Hello and welcome everyone. It's Shanna. I'm so glad you're here today. Now I am so incredibly excited because we've now got the new KCC 13 rolled out. On mine I had to print on purple paper because that's what I had on my printer. But I am so excited to get started with this, and I just thought I would bring you along. So I'm going to use this not too shabby ephemera in emerald dots and these two paper packs, the cream to my coffee and cafe latte. And these are just some cafe latte art ephemera that we're going to use. And I just thought I'd bring you along, so I thought we'd make a couple cards today and we'll get started on our KCC 13. 6 sheets of paper, and I've got them all ready, and then I've got my sketches on here. And what I did was I put all of my materials in these bags. These are little card bags that I use to put my finished cards in to protect them, but I thought they would work nicely for this. I'd been using kind of legal size envelopes and they just didn't work well for me. So I've moved to this and I've labeled them, and I'll just keep reusing them. But that's what we're going to do. So I thought I would just do 3 cards. I'm going to do 3 cards on each video because I think that'll give me 5 videos, and I think 3 cards is long enough. So I'm going to use these sketches for myself, but I think I'll pop the sketches up above for you just so you won't have to look at that purple paper and you'll have a better sketch. So let's just get started on card sketch 1. And I've got all of my materials in here. I'm just going to pull them out. I tried to bring my sentiment and my strips and everything in so that I'd have it ready. So I'm just going to get started assembling it. Sit down here and get comfortable. We had a nice New Year's, and I'm late in getting a video out, and I hate that. I like to be have a good schedule, but the holidays have just gotten me off of the schedule. So now this piece is going to be a background piece, and I want to die cut it out. So I'm going to go over to my die cutting machine and die cut out so that I don't waste that center piece. Okay, so I've just got this, and I'm going to lay this aside. This is good cardstock, and I don't want to waste it, so I did that. I should have done that in advance, but just so that you understand my process. I was starting to talk about New Year's Eve. Last night was New Year's Eve, and we went to a party at our friend's house, and it was just a real relaxing party. The girls all played some games in the kitchen, and the guys all just sit around and talked and watched, I don't know, whatever they were watching. But we had a blast playing the games. It was a lot of fun. And I said yesterday was the first day that actually felt like winter here in Indiana. Yesterday was the very first day that we've had any feel of winter. It's just been so mild. But yesterday we had a little bit of, I don't know, freezing rain, snow mix. I don't know what it was, but it just was enough to kind of mess up the windshield, and that's what we had. I'm having a hard time lining this up. I just need to go clear over to the side. I think my card base is a little bit wider than what it should be. So I'm going to cover this edge here, I believe. Get it covered. And then I'll just take to my guillotine and just cut that off. Bring my scissors in and clean that up a little bit. I kind of messed it up a little bit. But it happens. Okay, it's still workable. Okay, so what I'm going to do is lay this panel down, and I have a 2-sided, so I could go either direction, but I love this pattern here, so I'm going to go with it, and it'll be fun. So this challenge is really neat. Well, for one thing, I guess I should say I'm excited to announce that I'm actually on the design team now for Kendra's Card Challenge. So before I was guest designing last quarter, and this quarter I'm actually listed as one of their designers. So that is just super fun for me. And I hope that I can make some inspiring cards and that you guys will enjoy watching them, because I am so excited about the opportunity. I'm just thrilled. I was thrilled to be a guest designer, and now to have the chance to be a regular designer is incredibly fun. So this challenge has some fun stuff in that Kendra has coupled with Crafty Owl on her sheet loads of cards, and so that's fun. So we've got some of Crafty Owl's designs in there. Okay, and so that's really fun. And so this design is one of Kendra's, but we'll get a little bit further along into the sketches. We'll get into some of the sheet load ones, and that'll be fun too. So we're gonna have some fun things. Now this design here calls for a 2 3/8 square that would go in here like this, and it's actually going to have, let me see, we're gonna go like this, I think is how it's laid. I got a little bit of glue on there, I'm cleaning up. And it's gonna lay like this, and then it calls for these strips that are gonna go like this, and they're strips of paper. And I had these, I was gonna try these, I don't know, hopefully it'll work. I think that was a shorter one. Let's see, I think this one can go here. These are Love from Lizzie strips, and I thought I would use them instead of some scraps of paper, because I could just cut these strips down and I could lay them on here, and we could do that. So that's what I'm thinking I'm going to do, is just get these laid down on here like this and come across like this, and this will create my strips. So that's my plan. So first of all, let's go ahead and get this piece centered in here, and I am going to lay it flat since I'm going to have those strips right next to it. So I'm going to try and just kind of eyeball it and get it in the center. Just add some of my glue and get it laid down. And these should all come together really quickly, because since I'm using the ephemera that is already ready to go, it should not be too challenging to put these together. I'm going to set this down here and try to get it pretty close. That looks pretty good, I think. I don't know. What do you think? Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Now, I think what I need to do is I've got to get these shorter ends on here first and then cut them away, is what I think I need to do. So I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to bring in my little pokey stick tool that I have here and pull the back off of this. And hopefully this is going to work. There we go. Just pull that off and lay this down. Try to get it laid down on there. Oh, if I can get it on there straight. Like that. And then I'm going to have to cut that off right there on the corner. And I made these, I made them a little bit long. I didn't cut them to exact. So let's see if I can get that up underneath there. There we go. So I don't have a ridge. That looks much better. Okay, so we'll lay that aside. And then we're going to have the long ones. And these, I think it called for 1/4 of an inch. And I think these are, some of these are closer to 1/8 of an inch. But I didn't care. I thought it would just be easier to use these strips than anything. So I think it'll be all right. And I guess what I could do is just take, if I have a pencil, I've got a pencil here, I could just take and make a little mark there and then just cut it off. And that way I don't have to try and lift and not let it stick to my paper. Hopefully I can see that. Yeah, I can. So I'm just going to cut it off on that little pencil mark, and then we'll get it laid down. So I don't know if you guys have any of these Love from Lizzie strips. I had some. I actually, and my strips are even smaller than this, so I cut the edges off the paper because it had a thick edge of the strip around it, and so I cut that off. My only problem is trying to get them to pull apart because my fingernails are not cooperating with it. So I'm just going to try and lift that up. Well, this might be the most challenging part of the card, is to get these separated. There we go. Okay, that's how I need to do it. Okay, so I'm just going to pull it off and get it stuck down, I hope. Get it lined up. And there we go. All right, hallelujah. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with these. I'm getting glue all over my fingers. Oh, there we go. So just pull it apart like that. Now this one, I think I can cut off the edges. I don't know. It's supposed to go to the edge of the paper, But I think we're going to have to cut it anyway to get a good clean line on it. Okay, so we'll just lift that up and see if we can cut it on the edge of that first piece of pattern paper. It's going to be on an angle. Well, that's not too bad. And then let's do this one. I think I would do better with my finer scissors. Where are they at? Here we go. Let's use these. Get this off my finger. And just come in there, hopefully. Well, maybe. All right, well, that's not perfect, but I think I can tuck it in underneath there. Yeah. There we go. Oh, I should do that. Okay, so that looks good. Now let's get this other piece and get it laid down. And this adds some shine to it because it is a foil sticker. Just trying to get these separated, one side or the other. I just got my fingernails done yesterday. No, day before. And they're thick, so I can't really function. There we go. All right. Now let's get this one laid down on here. This is probably the hardest part of the card. And if you use the paper strips, you probably won't have the problem. I thought this would be easier, but apparently I was wrong. And I feel like I'm not doing that right. This one's supposed to go off the edge, just like the other one. So I'll just line it up on there and send it right off the edge of the paper. And that one just barely goes, so we're not going to cut it. I'm just going to lift that paper up and tuck that under. That'll be so much easier. Do the same on this. Okay, so there, after all that, we got that, and I think it looks pretty good. So that's what it's supposed to look like according to the design. And then you're supposed to bring in a sentiment or something. Because I have that ephemera pack, I've got a mess on my desk here, I thought this would be beautiful on there. So I was thinking I would just bring that in. I love that. I think that's really pretty. And then you could add any kind of a sentiment that you wanted to later or whatever. So I'm going to bring it in, and I've got these foam squares here that I'm trying to use up. I don't know where they came from, but I'm just going to get them on here and just use these up, get rid of them. Just lay them aside. Okay. Oops, that one came off already, I guess. Sticky. Workspace. I'm getting messy here. Okay, and I just thought it would look really pretty laid on there like that. I think that's really pretty. Turned out really nice. And then we could put just some kind of a little sentiment on here. In fact, we even had some in our ephemera pack that had some little coffee sentiments. This one here says caffeine junkie. Right here. I think that could look really cute on there. Let's just add that one. I'll just bring one of those foam squares in and pop it up. I've got a lot of people in my life that like their coffee and caffeine and latte and frappuccinos and all that, but I'm just going to put that right on there. I think that looks really nice. And that'll finish up our card. So I hope you like it. Let's move on to the next one. So this is 2, and I've got all my elements in here. Now this one is, I've even got an extra one. This piece here said optional, and so I'm not sure if we'll use it or not. On the cutting guide it said option for sketch 2. So I'm just going to bring in, I've got some Dune paper here, and I'm just going to lay it down for my card base. And I mean, you could emboss this piece if you wanted to. It's got a little bit of it showing top, bottoms, and sides, so it's something that you definitely could emboss if you wanted to. I didn't, because I've got some kind of busy patterns going on here. So let's see what we've got. So these 2 pieces are part of our cutting guide. Actually, this piece is. This was just an extra one that I brought in, but this was really the only piece for card sketch 2, with the exception of this add-on piece if you want to add it on. And so I'm going to just do my layers. And this calls for, let me bring this in so I can read it. This calls for, this is 2.5 by 4 3/4, and this is 2 3/4 by 5. And I'm just going to layer it up on there like that. So this is double-sided paper, so I could go in either direction. I could go like that. I'm going to go like this because I've got these pieces that I'm going to work with, and I want to duplicate them. So this is like a faux glitter paper on the back, and it's for those of us who don't like glitter all over our craft room. So that's what that is. And this is just going to go down on here with just a nice little edge all the way around it. Try to get lined up fairly decent. Okay, and then we'll get it laid down on our card base. Tomorrow is Tuesday the 2nd, and I think we'll be back on schedule with the boys coming, and just kind of the routine will come back together. And I think maybe that'll help me. I've been, over the holidays, so out of routine that I need to get back on schedule and do my normal thing. I feel like that's a little bit, I think it'll work. Okay, so we've got that, and then this calls for a 2.5 inch square and then a 2 3/4 inch layer. So we'll just go ahead and get this layered on there, and you can see this is double-sided as well. I'm opting for the less busy pattern, which has the coffee cup in the center there. And I'm just going to get it evened up on here, I hope. And then this is on a diagonal, is how they're showing it. And I think it's okay, even with the coffee cup. I don't mind that at all. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring in some foam for this. I'm going to pop this up and just add a little bit of dimension to our card. Just going to get my scissors that don't stick. And I hope I'm all in frame. I'm trying to work with this new camera mount that's up above, and I've got this new glass board. And so I've got some changes here that I'm trying to work with, and hopefully it's coming across all right. So let me know if you're bothered by the new setup or if it seems to be working out all right. Be interested in hearing that. I think I could still do some tweaking. So this one, like I said, is on the diagonal. I don't want a little bit of glue there or something. So I'm just going to bring it in and kind of put it on the diagonal. I think I need to go that way a little bit maybe. And pop that up. And then I just had this hello sentiment, and I thought I could just lay it right across the top. And I only did one layer of it, but I think it'll be all right. I got some glue on that side. All right, probably need some tweezers for this. Just get this laid down on there. I think that looks nice. Just kind of a basic pattern. And then this called for some embellishments, and I was just going to put them. I grabbed 3 of these enamel dots from Not Too Shabby, and I thought I would just lay them down on there. Now they do have sticky on the back, but I'm going to add a little bit to them just so that I can make sure they don't come off. I don't want to give this card to someone and they come off. I guess I'm being a little overcautious. And then we'll put the 3rd one on there, hopefully. Move it over a little bit. Clean up a little bit of glue there. And there's card 2. So far we've got them. I like this color scheme. This color palette is really pretty. Let's just move on to 3 and then we'll wrap this video up. I know it's going to be a longer video just because I'm doing 3 cards. Now on this one I'm choosing to bring in a little bit of different color. So this one says scene building, which you could stamp some scenes, or you could bring some paper in maybe that had a scene on it. But I'm going to make a little coffee shop scene is what I'm going to do. So, and this is interesting, this one here is, and I think I might need, yeah, I'm going to need some paper. I'm going to die cut out of the center of this, much like I did the other, because I'm going to need some backers for this. So I'm going to get a die and just die cut out where this will cover, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is going to be the base for my card. I got a little bit, I don't know, I had that panel cut, that orange panel was cut the wrong size. So I'm just shifting gears and going in a different direction here. So card sketch 3 calls for just a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 panel be laid down on there. And then our next panel is going to be 5 1/2 by 2 1/2. So we're going to lay this down on here like this. And just seeing the direction in which my cut is. And we'll get this laid down on there. And it looks like it's kind of evenly spaced according to the sketch. So we'll just try to see if we've got a good margin there. Looks pretty good, and we'll lay that down. And then these 2 pieces come in, and you kind of frame them like that. That's how you do it, okay? So I think I'm going to use my tweezers for that, just so I can get them down there right. And again, I'm going to use this kind of gingham or plaid pattern because I really like it. I think it's super cute. And just kind of get it set down there like that. And then we'll bring this in and get it set down. So I will have all of the information about Kendra's Card Challenge listed in my description box below so that you can check it out. If you watch my channel regularly, you've heard me talk a lot about it and kind of explain it to you. So I'm going to just link everything in the description box. You can just check it out. And I encourage you to play along because it is a lot of fun. And it really gives you a lot of great ideas for your cards. And I mean, you can crank 15 cards out with these 6 6x6 pieces of paper. So check it out, and I think you'll really enjoy it. And there's so many opportunities to win prizes. The sponsors are just fantastic, and the prizes are fantastic, and there's just so much opportunity to win. So I would encourage you to participate for that reason. And then I'm going to build a scene, I think. This is going to just be a little coffee shop scene, and I'm going to bring in my foam squares and just pop this stuff up. And do it like that. And hopefully I'm going to have room for my sentiments, so I need to figure that out. Do something like this and do I got coffee. I think I didn't do this has a shadow to it as well, but I didn't do that. I might do something like that. I'm going to go ahead and get this laid down. Kind of put it on the top. And then let's go ahead and pop this out just so we can get a feel for how much space we need. Hopefully I got it die cut out well. The nice thing about this too is it's, except for the question mark and the tittle, it's all connected. So you don't have to worry about that part falling apart unless you lose your question mark. So I'm just going to get it pulled out of here. Got a little snug there. It's wanting to hold on. See if I can get that pushed out. Okay. And then, ooh, we got some threads from our die cutting on there. Just blow them off. Push these centers out. Only ran it through once. I might have needed to run it through twice because it's good heavy cardstock that I'm using here. Let's see. Get that out of there. There we go. All right. Now that's good. Okay. So I think we can put it like this on here and put that one there. And we've got like a scone, croissant. And we've got some coffee beans. Maybe we'll do them like that. And this is just going to be our little coffee shop scene that we have. And we'll get it laid down. And I could have die cut out more of them, but I didn't. I only did one. So if you want a little bit more definition, you could die cut out several of them and layer them up. And you might even emboss that panel, or does it call for that? It doesn't. It's just a scene. I'm guessing there with the scene you might cover up a lot more of it than I actually am, but I could have easily embossed that and that would have made it nice as well. All right, let's get this laid down on here. See if we can make it look right. There we go. Let's get some foam squares on this. Let's see, can we get another one on there? I might need the other side of that. Yeah, let's use this one. Okay, so we'll pop this up. I think the beans will lay flat and the croissant will lay flat. All right, and we'll just pop that handle piece out of there. And just kind of lay that beside it. That's fun. It's got a little piece on here I'm just going to pull off. Just lay our croissant down. Got our little coffee beans. And then it also has this piece here that we can bring back in for a banner. And I think we had the option of either one of these. But I think I'm going to keep with my color and pattern scheme and just use that one. So I'm just going to try and cut a little, let's see, a little snip in here and see if I can get a decent banner. I'm not real great at cutting these banners. I need to get myself a banner punch or something. I think that would help. Okay, well that didn't turn out too bad. And we could do that on there. That might add a little punch to it. Let's put the polka dot on there, just to add a little punch, a little change to it. Just tuck that in on there. Put that underneath there. And I think that looks cute. I hope you like it. This is going to be a long video, but here's my 3 cards, and we've got card sketch 1, card sketch 2, and then card sketch 3. I hope you like them. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.